What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mitch. I'm a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for the past 18, 19 years. I started off when I was young. If you're here from Instagram or TikTok and you're an artist, I have a lot of people questioning me and asking me how I tattoo, what inks I use, what needles, what machine, my whole setup, and so on and so forth. But I'm here today to go over how I break down my ink and what inks that I do use. So for starters, I've been using a lot of different inks over the past years, a lot of different machines I've used, a lot of the coil machines I've used, most of the rotaries if it's a big brand name. I've also used some of the low-key brand names for the rotary machines, but most importantly is the inks. I've used a lot of inks, and I know that that's like as a up-and-coming artist, you'll look at a artist who is an older generation or who puts out dope work. And when I was younger, I'd always be curious and reach out to those artists and be like, yo, what inks do you use, or what's your drop system? And it does play a big part of it, but it's also a part of being comfortable and confident with your tones and applying it. So for starters, a big part of tattooing on the West Coast, tattooing a lot of brown people, darker skin, is the blacks. What blacks do we use? Because black has to be dark. Black has to be super, super black. And for starters, I use Triple X Panthera. This is my favorite black ink. I feel like it goes in the best and it heals up almost like a cooler tone rather than a warmer tone or a green tone. When this heals, it heals up amazing. I definitely recommend this for blacks. This is what I've been using for the past 4 or 5 years, and it's all I've been using. So for blacks, so this I use 6 ink caps. This is what I use for black. For my midtones, there's 3 of the caps. I use dynamic triple black. This one breaks down really dark, but when it heals, it kind of gets really, like, when it's applied and it's freshly in the skin, it looks darker than when it heals. It actually heals up much lighter than what it actually looks like on the skin when it's first applied, which I just started using this about 6 months ago, I would say. So you could see my work from 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and you could see that it's changed, and the mid-tones look a little darker when the skin's fresh, and I like the way it looks. It definitely heals lighter. So with that one, I do pay attention to that, and I do pack the ink in a little bit darker when I do use that one. Even though it looks dark, when it heals, it definitely lightens up a couple tones. And for my 2 lightest caps, this is kind of confusing. I mix dynamic with talons, and I do like a 50-50 mix. So this is 50% talons, 50% dynamic. It's 50-50. And I do my last 2 caps with that. So 6 caps total. First ink cap is Triple X Panthera. That's the straight black. The next 3 ink caps are dynamic triple black. From Dynamic, I use a triple black. And then the last 2 caps are dynamic and talons mixed 50-50. And then I obviously do my drop system. And if you are curious on my exact drop system or have any questions on how I break it down, how I mix this ink, how I do everything that I'm telling you guys, feel free to check out my website. It's in all my it's on my bio. I have a course, so if you guys are interested in learning how I break it down, my process of how I tattoo and everything, make sure you guys go check it out and click the link. I'll give you guys a rundown. My ink system is straight black, 90%, maybe a little bit more. I eyeball it, top that off with water, and then I do a little bit above 50%, and then I'll do a 15 drop, 6 or 7 drop, and then 1 or 2 drop. Now the 1 or 2 drop and the 6 or 7 drop is all depending on the person's skin tone. If it's a darker person, obviously I'll do a 2 drop and a 7 drop. I'll make the inks a little darker. If it's a super light person, then I'll do a 6 drop and a 1 drop. Now it doesn't make a huge difference, but I feel like in my head and as an artist from being doing this for years, I feel like it makes a big difference. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I just wanted to give you guys a quick breakdown on the inks that I do use and that I recommend. All these inks are great. I've been using them for years, except for the triple black dynamic. This is new, but the homie that I work next to has been using it for years, and he does an amazing job. His work is great. Shout out to the homie Steven. He put me on with that one. Yeah, if you guys have any questions on techniques or anything else that you would like to know or hear me talk about on YouTube on this channel, make sure you guys comment below. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the videos. I'll keep dropping videos putting you guys more knowledge on what I've learned over the past years. I've been to a lot of shops. I've done a lot of tattoos. I've traveled all over the U.S. to tattoo. So yeah, good luck on your adventure and your journeys in this tattooing career. Hello.